Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to this video. We're going to be talking about for eaches when we're dealing with multi-dimensional collections. So I'm using the term multi-dimensional a little bit generally. So I'm basically talking about multi-dimensional arrays, jagged arrays, as well as lists that contain lists. So if you want to iterate through these, you're actually going to need a nested loop, and that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. Monday.com is your visual project management solution. This is the tool that allows you to see where every task or project stands with a single glance. With a fully customizable interface, you can create the exact workflow that you need for you and your team to get stuff done. Monday.com is available on mobile and integrates well with some of the most popular tools out there, so get your life in order by giving it a try for free. Link in the description. Alright, so first let's start with a nested list. So what we want to do is, let's say we want to store a list of integers, but not only one list of integers, numerous lists of integers. It might look something like this. For the type, we're actually going to need a list of integers. Same thing over here. We're going to have a list of integers. So it looks a little funky, but once you understand it, it kind of makes sense. Now, inside of here, we're actually going to need to group these in some way, like so, and then just say new list of type int for each one of these. I'm actually going to bring it down to a new line just to make it a little cleaner. There we go. Now, the type for the for each is no longer going to be an integer, it's going to be a list of integers. So it'll look something like this. Yeet. Sorry guys, it's getting way too late here. All right. Now, the inside of this, we're going to have another for each here. Now, this is when we get to work with the integers. So let's change this name to talk about student grades. So not only the grades for one student, but numerous students. So, I mean, I guess you could put students' grades or whatever you want, just as long as you know that we're talking about numerous lists here. So I'm going to put that there as well. And now we can use the actual grade, int grade, in. And now the collection that we're going to reference from is actually the one here. So we can name this whatever we want. We can just say grades and put that here as well. So that kind of makes sense to me. We start with student grades, which includes all of the students. I'm kind of using student like you would use the word dear, just like it's plural, even though there's no S. It's just student grades. Hopefully that's clear to you guys. But if you need the S there, you can put that in there. One of those is just going to be the grades for one student, which is why I named it grades. Then one individual grade is just going to be singular. Now, similar to when we had nested for loops, we can just use a console.write rather than a console.write line. So that's going to look like this. Console.write, and we're going to write the grade as well as a space. You could also use a tab if you prefer. That's how you would do that. And then afterwards, I'm going to put a new line, just like that. All right, let's run this, see what we get. All right, and there you go. You get the exact same structure we have up here. So that's how you do nested for eaches, working with lists of lists. It's going to be pretty similar when you're working with jagged arrays. So we'll just say int, and it's going to be a jagged array. So we'll put the 2 square brackets, get rid of that. And then instead of new list, we're going to have a new integer array, like so. Oh yeah, you don't actually need this 2 array here, by the way. I forgot to take that off from the previous video. All right, so now each element is actually going to be an integer array, so it's going to look like that. All right, other than that, it should be pretty much the same. Let's run it and see if it works. And there you go, seems to work. All right, last thing is 2D arrays, and unfortunately, you cannot iterate through a 2D array as we have done with the jagged arrays and the nested lists. So if you need to do that, what you're going to have to do is just use 2 for loops. And we actually showed that in an earlier video where we did the nested for loops for a 2D array. So if you want to see how that's done, go check out that video. But for now, just know that the for each is only going to be working for the list as well as the jagged arrays. So honestly, I can't think of a real good reason to use a 2D array. There might be a specific use case out there, but honestly, it's just pretty much a pain in the butt. The lists and the jagged arrays are much easier to work with. So thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to sub, and I'll see you guys in the next video.